6 months after John's partial shoulder replacement, when the world was seeming good again and John was feeling like this, ready to take on the world and getting the freedom to go back and do the things he loves the most, getting ocean spray on his face, spending hours upon hours in the ocean surfing, with Grami and I very much looking forward to it ourselves, we ran into a hurdle. John is definitely not a lemon. His bones, however, are struggling these days, his very foundation. Sparing you all the details, these are a few of John's latest images showing, in layman's term, narrowing of the space where the nerves lead the spine. This puts pressure on the nerve and has caused John unrelenting pain for 4 weeks. What this means for us, only time will tell. While John doesn't want a cortisone shot, one of the treatment options, the pain just won't subside. Because our medical system is what it is, he has to do at least 4 weeks of physical therapy before insurance will consider covering the injection. And if the injection doesn't work, he's looking at having to get several vertebrae fused. No fun. Through it all, John continues to be very strong and helpful and continuously keeps me laughing. I really love this guy. This is one of the many medical offices that we have visited as of late. Gratefully, this office provided a place where I could find stillness, some peace. I believe our bodies know what is essential and what is not. For us, time in the wilderness and away from mundane endeavors and everyday to-dos is almost as essential as air and water. The upcoming road trip was not about the van. It was about what the trip would afford our souls, the way to find our way back home. At times we felt heavy with burden. In the back of our minds, we're both rolling through the implications of our future dreams and life and living. The van road trip is pushed back. How long? Who knows? How about surfing? How long until John can surf again? What will our physical capabilities look like when we try to build a homestead one day? But the cards we've been dealt are asking something different from us right now. To remember to enjoy and appreciate what we do have.
Wear you out, did we? Wear you out. Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
She's slowing down.
Yeah, she is. You used to be faster. You used to be faster. Ooh, there she is. There she is.
Getting to spend time with these two balls of fire. And remembering that the wild exists in our own backyard. Right now is the gift of the harvest season. So it's time to get on with the harvest of making the most of the lemons we've been handed and canning some tomatoes.
Okay, while we're out in the garden, I just wanted to point out forage. A lot of gardeners grow this, but I don't know how many of you know that these flowers are edible. And this is what they look like. and they taste like cucumbers. They're delicious. So just a little tip, you can throw these in your salad, little added different nutritional benefit and something pretty for your salad. Very much like cucumbers. They're delicious. And I find that when I plant borage next to my tomatoes, I get tons of tomatoes, which you guys just saw. So, well worth planting it. I don't know why that is, but always seems to work. So, just a little tip. I'm going to go harvest some potatoes and carrots now because squirrels, chipmunks, something decided to start digging them up, start eating on them, and I'm going to pull some of them. I might leave some of them. I like to leave the carrots in until we get the first frost because first frost makes the sugars condense, and so you have a much more flavorful carrot. But I am going to pull some where the crown of the fruiting body is way above the soil, and the rodent type wildlife are starting to enjoy them. So yeah, hang around.
First, wash the jars. Next, for sterilizing the jars, get a large pot, fill with enough water to cover the jars, bring to a low boil, place the jars in the water for 10 minutes. After that, lower the heat enough to keep the jars warm so they don't break when placed in the canner. You can do this in the oven at 275 on a baking tray for 10 minutes. For the lids, just clean with hot soapy water. You'll need clean jars, clean lids, tomatoes, a bowl of ice water for plunging the tomatoes after heating the skins, a ladle or spoon for filling the jars. A canning funnel is helpful, but ours is in storage. A slotted spoon for removing the tomatoes from the hot water. A jar lifter. I recommend having the actual tool designed for this. Mine is in storage, so I'm improvising, but this isn't the safest. A water bath canner or tall stock pot with lid and a rack for even hitting. Again, my canning stuff is stored away, so I don't have a rack. I use some dish towels instead. Citric acid is recommended when canning tomatoes to ensure a safe pH level and prevent the growth of harmful bacteria. Get an additional pot of water and bring to a low boil for the tomatoes to remove the skins. While waiting, you can wash the tomatoes, remove any blemished areas, and core them, which is removing the tough portion where the fruit attaches to the plant. Or you can core them after blanching, which is what I did. Okay, so I got a lot of stuff going on here. Fill the jars, leaving a ½ inch of head space. Don't forget to add the citric acid. Lemon juice can be used as well. Clean the rim. I popped the lids in warm water just to make sure they were clean. Do not boil the lids as this can ruin their seal. Screw the lid band on, not too tight, and place in the water bath canner for 40 minutes for a pint, 45 minutes for a quart. I never worry about overdoing the time, so sometimes I leave them in a bit longer just to be safe. Remove the jars and allow to cool either on a towel-lined counter or wooden cutting board, leaving some space in between. You'll start hearing popping as the lids seal. Let them sit undisturbed for 12 to 24 hours. In the morning, check the seal. The lid should be concaved and you should not be able to lift it with your finger. Press down on the center of the lid. If it flexes down, it is not sealed. Use those tomatoes soon. Happy saving and eating your tomatoes. Thanks for watching.